Come with me to photograph a World Cup qualifier on 35mm film. So the first thing I have to do is get on the plane and fly to Brussels because I'm shooting the Belgium versus Wales game today. Squeeze in a little bit of PES 6 on the plane and then land in Brussels and go to head straight to my Airbnb. I'd flown actually from Nice because I was in Saint-Tropez shooting a sailing event before this. So I just go to the Airbnb, dropping my bags off, and to organise all of my film that I'm going to be shooting during the game. I shoot using old film cameras, and so I have to bring loads of rolls of film with me to each game to make sure I get everything that I need. Get to the stadium and get my accreditation, and then go into the media entrance, which is just by where the players come in actually when they get off the coach. So show my pass, get into the stadium, and then go and take my position pitch side. This is where I'm going to be sat for the first half, and the stadium is looking lovely in the sun. The Belgian players then start to arrive, managed to capture a few of them arriving, and then get back to my position to get the cameras and lenses set up for the game. So I use 3 camera bodies during the game, and each of them has a different lens on. So I've got a wide, a sort of mid, zoom, and a telephoto, and then I start to load all the rolls of film into the various camera bodies. This is a roll of Kodak Portrait 800 going into this Canon EOS 1V with a 500mm f4 lens on. The first thing I have to do then is capture the players coming out the tunnel and lining up, so try to get some portraits of the players as they're stood there. I'm shooting for Adidas today, so I'm trying to get details of the kit they're wearing as well, because they're wearing a special kit that was designed for the women to wear during the upcoming Euros in Switzerland. So it's a special occasion for the men, and the only time they're going to be wearing this kit, which was very fun. After that, I dashed back round to my position pitch side to start shooting the match action, and managed to get some really nice shots of a Yuri Tielemans goal early on. He celebrated right down the lens of my camera, which was amazing. It's always a moment you absolutely die for as a photographer. Made a little heart symbol down the lens, and this actually is probably one of my favourite photos I've ever taken, I'd say, at a football game. After that, I finished my first roll of film and have to switch it out for a new one. This is something I do several times during the game because you only get 36 photos per roll of film, and so obviously once you've used up one roll, you have to swap it in for another. I'd say I shoot between sort of 15 and 20 rolls of film per game, depending on the action. This is quite an action-packed first half, so I've got a lot of photos. Here are some of my favourites that I took during the rest of the first half. And yeah, there was a lot of action that happened, lots of goals going in. It was 3-1 at half time, at which point I then change ends, because you always want to be sat at the end that the team you're shooting for is attacking, so that you don't miss any of the goals going in, and you get some nice front-on shots of the players as they're running forward. Loads more goals again. It was an action-packed game. If you saw it on TV, it ended up being 4-3 to Belgium. So here are some of my favourite shots from the rest of the game. Yeah, happy with how these all came out, I think. It was a crazy game. They were 3-0 up at one point, and Wales brought it back to 3-3 until Kevin De Bruyne scored the winner late in the second half. After that's all done, and then pack up all my stuff, make sure I've got all the film that I've shot during the game and ready to be taken to my film lab. And yeah, that was the game. Massive thanks to Belgium. Let me know in the comments which photo is your favourite, and until next time, peace out.